So we're here this evening to preview the big game for the under 18s at the weekend. They play Portadown under 18s in the Harry Cavan Youth Cup quarter final. So I've got Joe Burns along with me and Marty Spence, the joint coaches of the under 18s and the under 21s at the minute too. Maybe Joe, if I can start with you, it's not a competition the Welders have had all that much experience in the Harry Cavan Youth Cup, so reaching the last eight this year is actually a bit special.
Yeah, this is our third year in the competition, so my third year at the club, and first year we didn't do so great. We were sort of only together. We got beat, I think it was 6-1 by Dundela in the first round. The second year, it was a bit of a keeper crisis with the academy clubs. So we'd drawn Dungannon in the competition, and because of the keeper situation, we had to fold the game. So this year, it's been really successful, and the running we've had some difficult teams. We played Moyola Park in the first round.
That was the easy one, right?
It was difficult in its own way. We then played Craigavon City in the next round, and then we played Limavady under 21s in the last round to get to the quarter final. So, yeah.
So, Marty, you've had a bit of a star turn this season in the competition in the shape of young Daniel McCaffrey. He's managed 4 goals in round one, 3 goals in round two, and 2 in round three. So he's a start to score on Saturday, isn't he?
Hopefully. Young Daniel's done really, really well since he came in the summer. He's a real knack for goals. And he pulls goals. He makes a lot of goals himself. And he's learning more over the last couple of months, more so than the summer, because we've played more difficult games. And he's linking really, really well with Big DJ. James McTominay in around him as well, young Aaron Butler in behind. So the three of them, four of them, wee combination, they create a lot of goals for him, but he scores a lot off his own merit as well.
And where did he come to the club from?
Daniel came from Crumlin Star, where he's played for the last number of seasons. I actually had him in the league select team. He was in Spain with us in May, I think it was, May or June. And he had done really, really well for us then. So he was on our radar, obviously, before we had actually approached him and stuff like that. And young Daniel, he's always been really, really quick, really aggressive, and really calm in front of the net. So hopefully on Saturday he does the business.
And Joe, some other lads in the team we probably should be on the lookout for. I think Marty mentioned James McTominay and DJ.
Yeah.
You've also Theodore Eskew.
Yeah, we Goosty. Yeah, him and we Ruben Mealy from the under 18s Colts. We pulled him and Joe Murray up for the round against Craigavon City. We're 3-0 down, and Goosty and Ruben Mealy sort of flipped the game on its head together by assisting Daniel McCaffrey. So yeah, no, there is. Goosty's a great young player. There's a lot of them, like our three centre halves have been solid. 4 centre halves, young Johnny Shaw, young MT Michael Thompson, or Thomas Simpson. He's been a big one. We got him in from Cliftonville. He's a young 08. So he's one of the young defenders. Drew Spence, and Caleb Thompson. The 4 of them they've been solid. And some of those boys, apart from MT, who's just come to the club, some of them have actually stepped up and helped the under 21s last season as well. Darren Maguire, who's our captain, he's been a big foundation for me from last season. We brought him in, and we moved the team captain at the time, Adam Bassett, up to 21s. But Dar very quickly became the captain, and he's been massive in terms of the team camaraderie and stuff. So I probably left a couple of boys out there, to be honest, the likes of Wee Butler and Carl Watt. He's another one. I could go through every one of them, and I don't really want to leave any of them out. But this is, like I say, this is my third year at the club, and the group of players that we have this year. they're all a credit to themselves and their families.
It's always a danger when you start to list players that somebody's going to be
Somebody's
left out.
going to be
Yeah,
left.
I
Yeah.
know. So look, listen, Marty, Joe mentioned the game against Craigavon where you were 3-0 down. Actually, with 2 minutes of normal time to go, I think it was, you were still 3-1 down, but you won the match 4-3. Tell us about that. What was, because you must have thought you were out of the youth cup at that point.
I thought we were out well before that, to be honest, when we were 3-0 down. Well, to be honest, we dominated the game. Really, really struggled to break them down. Just the set in, very, very difficult, limited it till very little shots. They countered us a couple of times and then they got a couple of goals ahead. We're pushed and pushed and pushed and we got caught again and we're 3-0 down and we're just looking like it's not our day. Even though we played really, really well, we just couldn't, to be fair to them, they defended really, really well. And we knew with the first goal, with just the wee spark from Daniel McCaff, or from Goosty, sorry, we knew that we were right back in it. Even with, I think it was on the 82nd minute, was it? Yeah. On the 82nd minute. To be honest, a lot of belief that we were going to go on and win it, to be honest.
I think young McCaffrey got a hat trick
he got it
in about 7 minutes, is that right?
I think it was 7 minutes. But it was his calmness in front of goal. With how the game had went and being so frustrated, and when the chances did come, he took them very, very well.
So, Joe, what about your opponents on Saturday? Portadown. The last round they defeated Loughgall. They've also beaten Dungannon Swifts. They're always strong in the Harry Cavan Youth Cup. What do you know about Portadown and how difficult is
it? Yeah, it's going to be a difficult game. I mean, they're a NIFL Premiership outfit. I was actually up watching them against Glentoran. I think it was last Friday or the Friday before that. And I think the Glens ended up winning 4-0, but it certainly wasn't a 4-0 game. I think they changed shape and changed formation a couple of times. So it's something that we'll bear in mind, obviously, for the game. But that some really look like a young team like ourselves, and that a few bright players really caused the Glens a lot of issues on the night. So yeah, we know that it's going to be a difficult game, but like I say, we're full belief in the boys that they've already showed that they can compete at this level. So there's no reason why they can't go out and get a result.
Just moving away from the 18s momentarily, and while I've got you guys here, you guys are really busy at the club at the minute. You've responsibilities not only with the under 18s but also the 21s. So how's the work-life balance these days?
It's not easy. Look, we'll probably have to be grateful to Paul and Gary Hillis, Big Mitch and Filthy for entrusting us with the development of all these young lads. They've a lot to learn, but it's going to be hard. Look, it's hard to live up to. Mark McLean Ward and his coaching staff have done a great job over the last 2 years, win back-to-back titles. So it is going to be big boots to fill, which we're more than confident in doing. We've a lot of young players who are going to be stepping up to the reserves, 08s and 07s, and they're going to be playing against grown men at times. But we're going to probably emphasise more on the development and the learning of these young lads over the next 2 years to try and, Paul, we tell the players all the time, stay behind and watch the first team. Watch how Paul operates, how much he demands of them. Then watch the player who plays in your position and try and learn and pick up good habits from him. And we're trying to get the kids to do that over the last couple of months. And I listen to Paul's interviews a lot, and he talks about being a serious footballer and taking yourself serious as a footballer and the physicality of it. So there's only so much that we can do on a coaching pitch. So it really, really is up to the kids to push themselves in the gyms and their eating habits and their lifestyles. Paul goes on about it all the time about being a serious player. If you want to be a serious player, then you have to live it on the outside and get that physicality. And if you're playing against somebody who's doing 3 gym training sessions more than you a week, no matter how much talent you have, that hard work will undo you. So it's really, really important that the young lads take on board what we're trying to give them.
So what I'm kind of detecting from what you're saying, the focus is maybe switching a little bit more towards player development than actually winning titles.
Well, it's always
not that winning's not
no.
important.
It's always good to win along the way. But when Paul and Gary and Big Mitch had actually sat with us and that asked us to try and this club is going places, very realistic chance of getting near the playoffs or whatever for the Irish League this year. So we feel that the difference of level between us and Niffle at the minute is a bit great. So we need to try and close the gap on, if that does be achieved in this year or next year, that we're going to be in a good place where we're going to have a good foundation of these type of players who are Niffle level, and then adding 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 into it. Then the development of it is trying to push 1 or 2 into Paul, into his hands, rather than always having to look on the outside.
Okay, I'm going to put both of you on the spot now. Back to the Youth Cup quarter-final. Joe, you have a forecast for Saturday?
I'm going to go 3-1 win, Danny McCaffrey hat-trick.
Good.
I'll be as optimistic as him. I'll go with the same.
So I think there's a change in the kickoff time. So do you want to tell our followers where and at what time is the big game?
Yeah, so it's Brownstown 3G in Portadown, and it's a 1:30 kickoff.
Wish you all the best, and we hope you manage to bring home the bacon from Mid-Ulster. There's plenty of bacon down there. So good luck at Saturday, lads.
Thank you very much. Thank you.